What's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So today we are talking machetes. Machetes that are compact. So you want them above 6 inches, and I'll get into why there could be a 6-inch machete. And you want them below 15 inches. That's your compact, right? You really want them no larger than even 13, maybe 14. You know what I mean? But that's your compact machete. So we're going to get into it. What I want to do first is just show you the quick lineup. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Smooth, baby. All right, so this is what we have for the lineup. This one right here is the Colombian Survival Smatch It. Now, when I talk about machetes, you see this, how thin it is? That's machete steel. You can get a lot of machetes that are huge, right? Some big fat machetes. Like, even if you want to talk about the Hibben Rambo, technically it's a machete, but it's a 1/4 inch thick. So we are only going with machete steel machetes today. This right here is the Tremontonia. These things are awesome, made in Brazil, Tremontonia. That's a great 12-inch machete. So to give you a rundown, this guy right here is around 14, and this is around 12. So you can get a good size comparison, so we don't have to go through every size. Now, I did do individual videos on all of these, so you can look them up. This is that, I think it's called the Big Bear from Cold Steel. It's their buoy machete. Very nice piece. This one right here is a straight up, like, cheap $10, $20 machete. This is the Jungle Master. And another Cold Steel, we have, it may have been used a little bit, the Kukri machete, right? From Condor, we have the Jungle, what is it called? The Jungle Machete, Jungle Knife, Jungle something, Jungle Buoy, I think it's called, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I think it's called the Jungle Buoy. So we have that one. We have the Essie Expat, right? Beautiful piece. And then the reason I mentioned different sizes is because I have these, which I made. And how do I make them? I start with a piece of steel and I cut them into machete. And that one is in the process, but like I have this guy right here that I did a long time ago. This is getting pretty old now. And this one, my Sax, I think this was my first machete. I called them Minchettes. It was my Machete series because they were mini machetes. But I can't really put these in the category because these would be more like subcompact, right? Not compact, but pretty damn close. So we are going to exclude the D-bads from the list, and that leaves us, what, 7 pieces to go through. Now, we don't need to sit around and hit all of them since they all have individual videos. So what I want to do is the best in hand and the best feel and what I think might be the strongest, and then we'll separate those and we'll just do some hitting. All right, so let's set up. Hold on. As you're watching this video, the Preacher, the original sketch of the Preacher, I finally put into a shirt to match my original sketch. Tattoo. It was there. But before we get into this, remember Joe Steel Forge and Fire Sword and Knife. And don't forget Scab, Choir Boys, Cutlery Outdoors, sub to these guys. And we checked last night, and I actually got a text from Scab letting me know that Pistol Pete was only like 5 away from his next big number. So I'm not sure if by this time he got it. He might already have it. But if you haven't subbed to Pistol Pete, get over there and give the guy a sub. He's great. He's great. Really right, so let's get into overall feel, strength, and how they are. We're going to start with one of these really budget pieces. I have only 2 budget pieces here, and they're both completely different. So the Smatch It, this one actually comes with a little smaller knife and a nylon pouch. We're not going to go over the sheaths because it really comes down to what machete I would recommend for the actual cutting. Not for the actual wearing, but if it came down to what would I choose for sheath-wise, the Condor Jungle, the Condor Jungle Buoy is the only one that comes with a beautiful leather sheath. All right, so the Smatch It by Colombian Survival. I am not a big fan of this. When you put it in your hand initially, it feels pretty good. It's got a rubber full tang, hidden full tang, right? It goes all the way through. You do have a lanyard hole. It's held on. When you grab it, the contouring is done well. For something, maybe it's because of my hand size, but my hands are, so big that it just has a weird feeling to it. Comfortable, but weird. But when I turn this thing in my hand, and you're not going to be walking around the jungle going like this, so this really doesn't matter. But it just, I don't know, it kind of wants to stick. It's just got a weird feel. Now, this is the only one also that took a little dip. So when it comes to strength, this one isn't going to be as strong. Now, this is 1065 high carbon. I expected, I think I just bent it back, as a matter of fact. I expected a little bit more out of this. It does hit. It's a winger, but I did get I had to resharpen it after the second time I used it, and I did get a little beep from the tang, from the spot of the tang. But overall, it's not a bad piece. It's not bad. I just don't like it, if that makes any sense. This one, however, the Tremontonia, I love. Typical wooden handle, true full tang. It's just a beautiful, beautiful piece. It didn't come with the Predator tip. I actually made that, and the handle was just plain, and so I gave it the decorations. But this piece holds an edge, and it's just your classic wooden style. Now, when you're talking about a compact machete, you're not looking through something where you're going to be forging through the jungle and you need to make a complete path. You're going to want something longer. This is made for around the campsite. Okay, I got to put a shelter here. Well, let me clear all this crap so I can make it happen, or I have to knock some pieces down so I can have even pieces to make a roof line or something like that. It's really, really good. Now, this one, I believe I took a chip somewhere in it. Oh, I did. I took a little tiny chip right here, but it's machete steel, which means it's expected, and I happen to know that that'll grind right out on this, and it will have a perfect edge again that will last until I hit a rock, which is probably what I did while chopping into something. I think I just dinged a little rock. But the Tremontonia, this thing is a sweet, typical classic machete in compact size. This thing is really nice. Then we get to the Cold Steel Big Bear. Comfortable in the hand. It's fun to play with. It's a buoy. You know what I mean? There's really, honestly, not much I can say about this that's negative. It's got a full molded handle, and it is full tang. And the reason I know that is because if I look through the lanyard hole, I can actually see tang in there. So it goes all the way around. This thing has got heft. It feels good. I actually did a versus video between this one and a regular buoy to see if this thing could compare to an actual buoy. And it did. It did just fine. This is a great, great piece. And remember, I have lost all love for Cold Steel, the business, just because of their really crappy, what do you call it, customer service. Sharpened Swedge, by the way. But I won't deny if something's good, it's good. This is just good. But I got this before the sale of the company anyway. This one, the Jungle Master. This is going to be comfortable, uncomfortable at the same time. You put it in your hand, you think it's really comfortable. You start using it, and then little pieces of it start to really gouge into you, and it can get uncomfortable. Does it work? This thing works like a freaking champ. You got the saw spine, you got some jimping on the rise so you can use your thumb. You can spin it around and let that lanyard catch your hand, and you can use your swedged piece or your saw to get things done. This thing, for a budget piece, is pretty freaking dope. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. For something that you could probably find for under 20 bucks, this thing, if you can file away some of the hard edges, you might actually really like it. I have gotten 0 damage into this blade and it just somehow keeps on going. It's not bad. Not bad at all. So then we get into the cold steel kukri, right? This thing gets around. It's not as perfectly balanced as a kukri should be. You're going to see it's got a lot of like little tiny chips and stuff, but that's because of hard use. This thing has gotten through some hard use. It's still dead straight. It's a, let's see, is it full tang? It looks like I can see the tang in there, so it's again a full tang piece. It chops like an absolute mother. I mean, this thing is a crazy chopper. The problem is they took a full-size kukri dimension from this area and put it into something this thin. The weight is just, while it's fun to get around, if you swing real kukris, boom. If you swing a real kukri, use that OK grip and really rip it, you're going to absolutely feel the difference between this and a real kukri. I have a love-hate relationship with this one. I know that it can chop for days. It can just keep on chopping. But the weight mathematically is just not right. Let's yell at the dog. Roscoe, get in that yard. Where the hell do you think you're going? Damn dog. Mind of his own. All right, so then we get into the condor. Now this one, because of the shape, because of the thinness, it's supposed to like represent a like a jungle fighting knife from Vietnam, and it does a great job pulling off the shape and the overall look. But when it comes to being a machete, and they call it a buoy, but it's machete steel. This is a straight up machete. When it comes to being a machete, you are losing so much in the chop because the balance, where is the balance? You're going to see how, look at that. You're at a -1.5, a -1.5 to -2 in the balance. And when you're talking about a chopper, that's got to be the other direction. You want it a +1.5 to a +2 to make it a crazy, crazy chopper. So of all of them, as far as chopping, this is going to be your weakest chopper. This one, however, a little different. So put this one right about into the mathematical point. You're going to see where the belly sits. The length to belly is amazing. Now, because they used a big, thick micarta grip for scales, which means extreme comfort, you can lose a little bit of the chop strength, right? If it was thinner here and lighter here, then it would fly. Or if they just gave it a bigger belly, it would be the most insane compact. I think it would be the most insane compact machete on the market. This one, the balance point is just, there's got to be one that has a good balance point. I'm guessing here. So what we want to do, let's see, the Tremontonia, let's see, the belly is there. We're looking at here. So I mean, maybe they're not all balanced really, really well. This one, they're balanced really well. Just some of them just aren't. This one, definitely not. I'm going halfway up the blade just to find a balance point. That means there's a lot of weight behind your center of balance. That's just going to drive it off. So which ones would I say are the top three? Well, this one, because it took a lean on me and it's just got a weird feel, I'm going to say, if you're looking for a compact machete, do not get the Smash It type thing from Colombian Survival. No good. This one is going to be one of the best hitters. I mean, literally one of the best hitters right here. But it's got some jagged issue points. So I'm going to take that one out of the equation. This one, because of the weight thrown into here and no belly here, think about it, the thickest part of your knife is close to the handle. Put that reversed, now all of a sudden it changes the balance and you'd have a good blade. So the Condor, while this is a great freaking piece, this is a really well done piece, isn't going to be in my top three. So that leaves two cold steels, the SE and the Tremontonia, right? Of all of them, This one might be the best hitter. Might be the best hitter. But it's going to be the least comfortable because of the aggressive pattern and the least balanced of all three. So if I'm looking for a compact machete, I want one of these three right here, right? And these three we're gonna hit with, and I will give you a better idea on why I would choose these three. Let's go play. All right, y'all are with me. So here I got this big Mamba Jamba stick. I'm gonna take one shot with each just to show initial bite. That's pretty good. Look at the ants pouring out of there. Holy crap. So apparently behind this bark, I guarantee you, is an ant's nest because, oh, look at them carrying all the eggs away. Oh, I got one on my neck. So got ants biting me on the neck. It flew off. All right, but we're still going to use it because I really don't care. That's a big bite. That's a big bite. Get off my arm. So now we're going to go to, I think it's called the Big Bear. If I'm wrong, please somebody correct me. We're going to use the Big Bear. Bam. Now, this one made a really good cut right here, but the damage from the Essie is not even close. I mean, the Essie is just jamming. All right, so we'll try the Tremontonia now. That one bit. That one bit. So looking at that slice right there, that was freaking nice, man. I got ants biting my legs. But as far as overall damage, so far, the Essie, I mean, you can feel the weight of the Essie, and I think that's going to be a lot of it is, this is a heavier piece. It's a kind of a beastly machete. But let's see the old Tootsie Roll test. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see. 1. That was through a knot. That was through a pretty thick knot. And that thing went easy. Man, I got some gnats going on around me. All right, so the Essie, and the Essie is one of those blades where it's rare to, you're not going to get chips like you would on a normal machete. The Essie holds up really freaking well. All right, so let's try this one. I'm going to put it on the ground to make it fair because beep, we want to, if I hold it up, it's not going to have the same power, same impact. All right, here we go. 1, 2. Oh, that one too, but I think I cracked it instead. Yeah, I absolutely broke it. But the first cut was beautiful. That first cut was freaking beautiful. So the Tremontonia is going to get kind of an unfair shot because it's getting the thickest part. The cold steel went through the thinnest part of this log. Hello, ants. So it won't be fair, but you'll still get to see a good shot. 1. Look at the size of that chunk. 2, 3. All right, 4. It took 4 shots to get through that, but again, on the absolute fattest part of the log, that's pretty damn good. As far as initial, like, first time swings, like a swing and a hit, that Essie, ooh, boy, that puts some power. It just got some power. Let's come right here. Let's see what we can do. Let's have a little fun time at the old fire pit. So I got a bunch of logs in here. Might as well hit them because why not? Let's do this. Tremontonia. So I want to try and hit it without hitting the stone I'm sitting on. Oh man, I got all those little, you ever see those little red bugs that come out of everywhere? They're kind of like, they look like mini spiders, but I don't think they are. Got a lot of those going on. All right, so that's that. Now, this isn't very scientific because every piece of wood is different. So some are going to be thicker, some are thinner, but you get an idea. All right, that was crappy wood right there. Let's spin it around and get the better stuff. That was termite rod, it looks like. All right, that's better. That's more of a solid piece. Let's see. Oh, I forgot this is a double-edged. Ugh, get stuck in it. The double edge is tearing apart my my log here. All right, so let's find a good big fat piece for the Essie because, well, it's the Essie. All right, let's see. There we go. Seat that in there nice. Whoop, I broke it in half. We still got the nice good hard piece. And voila. As you can see, all three get the job done. And you're thinking to myself, I was about to say, you're thinking to myself. No, I think to myself. You think to yourself. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, that's all great. We know it can baton, but that's not what it's made for. Well, if you thought that, you're correct. It's made for other stuff, and that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to do the other stuff. I got all these thorns over here that need to come down anyway. And old Scabber at Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors will tell you, to all my dear tree-hugging friends, these were weeds and the owner wanted me to take these down, so blah, blah, blah. Well, no, I'm just going to cut them. Nobody needs them down, and they're going to grow flowers, and they're going to be beautiful, but they're thorns, and they're in my yard, and I don't want them here. So, to all my tree-hugging friends, go hug someone else's tree. I'm taking these down. All right, so here we go. I'm going to take this big guy right here, and I just want to do light okays all the way down. Oop, I accidentally took an extra one out. Good thing I got more. All right, so now the Tremontonia. Exactly what this thing is made to be for. And now the Big Bear, if that's what its name is. Now the Big Bear, like the Essie, has some heft to it. So just doing that, I literally don't have to swing that hard because I'm letting the blade follow the path, right? So it's just pure momentum where I'm just dropping the blade and it's cutting. Now, of course, these are very light. They're that milky, hollowy stuff, so we're gonna get into better stuff. But it just goes to show you, you can make speed angled cuts with all of these because the balance is really, really nice. So let's get into something that would be a little harder. Something that's dangling and we have to hit it from a dangle. You hear it the way you want to hear it. I'll say it the way I want to say it. All right, so let's throw all those down there. Chink, chink, chink. Put you guys right about here. I think we're going to be able to see where I'm swinging at. First, we'll start with the Tremontonia. And what I want to do is I want to hit an overhead piece. Remember, this is not attached to anything, so if you don't hit it well, and I did not sharpen these before I came out, all of these blades are very, very well used. Let's see. Easy. Easy, easy money. Big Bear, cold steel. Easy. That one even came back and hit me in the head. All right. And now the Essie X-Bat. Woo! That was high up in the air too. That was high up there. Just a beautiful, beautiful cut. So if I was at this point of my testing and I was testing to see which one I would want to keep, I have to say, as much as I love it, and I use this one all the time, so I really do love it. This one is next to my cold steel Wild West buoy at my fireplace, right? And if anybody knows, or if you watch the channel enough, you'll know that my cold steel Wild West buoy is my #1 batoning knife at my fireplace. This one I use for the same kind of stuff and cleaning up logs. So this one I actually use all the freaking time. I love it, but it's gone. It's out of my hands. It's out of my hands now. Threw it across the yard. You know why? Because I have to think to myself, if I want a compact buoy, a compact machete, which one of these would I take? Which is going to be my go-to, my main hauler? So for that, we need to go to another spot. Let me, on the way there, chop down what I'm walking through. Oh, and then catch my leg on a log. Not sure if you heard it, but it hurt. All right, so we're gonna go right here, and let's see. Ooh, I got myself on that dangler right there, that son of a bitch. All right, so what we're gonna do right here is we're just gonna hit. We're gonna hit. Not exactly what it's made for, but it's gonna give me absolute feel, right? So the X-Bat, I mean, just absolutely digs in like crazy. The chunks it takes out, just, I mean, it's every single time. This thing is just an absolute, you could hear that this is hard. That's a big hard piece. Golly, it's so nice. And it just digs in. I gotta say, not for nothing, but that's some really pretty wood. It digs in like crazy. That is such a great piece. So now we'll take the cold steel. I really jacked my leg up. All right, here we go. Oh, man. So on this one, you can see it biting in. It's doing its job. On this one, what I felt immediately was the vibration. And right here, it banged my pinky. Now, while it's digging in, it's not digging in as nice as that one did. The edge profiling of that is just insane. But it's doing a good job of knocking a hole in the wood, but not even close to what I was getting with the other one. And so if it came down to, like, I need something that I can swing and have power and get through things, man, I'll tell you, there's no way in hell I'd leave the house without that X-Bat. This is just compact machete gold right here. If you're looking for a short machete to do stuff like that, this thing is an absolute go-to. It is just a freaking beast. What's that? Oh, somebody just asked me a question. Oh, I hear what you're saying. Gosh, you YouTubers, man. Y'all know what to ask at the right time. Y'all know what to ask. All right. Well, only since you want to know, let's figure it out. Because, you know, this is absolutely what you use a compact machete for. Let's go back some yards. Let's go back. Let's go back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They both hit on the tip. They both hit on the tip. Any bending in the tip? I don't see any. I don't see any. Now, double-edged tip. This one, get the dirt off of it. Look how fat that tip is. That is a fat tip. All right. Let me try a different throw here. Uh-oh. Wow, it's stuck in the ground. Uh-oh. I was better off throwing it the other way, I think. And no, I didn't break my cold steel. All right, here we go. Oh, gosh. Hey-oh! First try. All right, so the Essie made it in on a 5-yard throw. 5 yards away. The cold steel. Ew, I'm hitting it flat. Hitting it flat. I'm gonna have to step up a little bit. Here we go. All right, so not as solid, but did I say salad or solid? It just gave a little doing. Everything's still straight. Boing. And this one. I mean, this is just awesome. This is good looking too. Give you a good up close. So yeah, I mean, if I was gonna pick one compact machete, there's no doubt about it, I would take the X-Bat from Essie. Now remember, these are the ones I have at the house, so you might have one and you say, oh no, but you didn't test it against this. Well, that's because it's not here. So if I didn't test it, it's probably not here, or because whatever I have other than these is just garbage that didn't belong out here. So yeah, this thing, guys, if you get a chance to pick up an Essie X-Bat, I would definitely pick one up. This thing is a sweet, sweet machete, and I think anybody would love owning one. Just a really, really good piece. All right, so that's it. That's my battle of the compact machetes. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.